Charles Wesley, 1707 to 1788. Charles Wesley was born December the 18th, 1707. Little did his mother, Susanna Wesley, know on that day that she had just given birth to a son who would grow up to be a Great Awakening preacher and one of the greatest English hymn writers of all time. As a point of reference, that same year, 1707, Isaac Watts began to publish his own collection of hymns and spiritual songs. Charles Wesley was the 18th of 19 children whom his mother would deliver into this world. Susanna Wesley herself was already accustomed to large families, being the 25th of 25 children. Her gifted son Charles would grow up to be, along with his elder brother John, one of the most influential men of the 18th century. His most enduring influence, however, comes from the 6,500 hymns that he wrote, several of which rank among the very finest poetry in the English language. A Godly Mother. Susanna Annesley Wesley, 1669 to 1742, is often called the Mother of Methodism. By any measure, she was an extraordinary woman, strong in faith, rich in character, able in mind, disciplined in life, and both wise and firm as a parent. She was the youngest daughter of prominent Puritan preacher Dr. Samuel Annesley, one of the many faithful ministers of the Word ejected from the Church of England in 1662. He continued to preach to congregations of dissenters until his death in 1696. Though blessed with a methodical and godly mother, Charles was not equally blessed in his father, Samuel Wesley, rector of the Anglican parish church in Epworth, Lincolnshire. Despite being highly educated, Samuel was negligent in providing for his family. He racked up considerable debt and was eventually thrown into debtor's prison. Charles's father was also impulsive and made rash decisions, seemingly without considering the adverse effects those decisions had on his wife and children. On a whim, he once left his post as a vicar and joined the Navy as a chaplain, leaving Susanna to fend for herself and the children. 2 months later, he left the Navy because he didn't like the food on board ship. Once, over a political disagreement with Susanna, he packed his things, walked out the door, and abandoned his wife and children for over a year. Friendless in her marriage, Susanna turned to the friend of sinners. "Enable me to live so as to deserve a friend," she prayed, "and if I never have one on earth, be thou my friend, for in having thee I shall have all that is dear and valuable in friendship." In spite of her many marital disappointments, Susanna remained faithful to her husband and to her duties, finding grace and strength to raise her children in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Along with a difficult marriage, Susanna endured many other tragedies. Twice the Wesley house caught fire and burned to the ground, all their meagre possessions consumed in the flames. 9 of her 19 children died as infants, including a newborn whom her husband took to a neighbor to nurse while Susanna recovered from giving birth. But in the night, the nurse accidentally rolled onto the baby, who suffocated and died. Meticulous and methodical, the source of the name Methodist, however busy the day was, Susanna always found time for daily prayer and Bible reading, and she taught her children to do the same. Sometimes, pulling her apron over her face for a bit of needed privacy from her 10 children, Susanna would pray, "Help me, O Lord, to make true use of all disappointments and calamities in this life, in such a way that they may unite my heart more closely with Thee." It was her intimate closeness with Christ that she so warmly conveyed to her son Charles.